Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome to Smite. This is a game that I first started playing what almost seems like 2 years ago now when it first hit alpha. I did stop playing it for a little while, but recently it has now had its final release, so I've decided to dive back in. For those of you who don't know what Smite is, it is a MOBA style game, so it's quite similar in many ways to things like Dota 2 and League of Legends. The thing that makes it different is that this game is actually played in the third person perspective, and all of the heroes are gods from various different pantheons such as Greek, Roman, Egyptian, Mayan, Chinese, Hindu. And I actually quite like the game. It does have a mode in there called Conquest, which is like Dota and League, where you have 3 lanes and towers and you have to get to the enemy's base. But this is a mode called Arena that I'm playing in this video, which is basically just a 5-on-5 team fight in the middle of a big arena. You do have a creep wave that tries to get into your opponent's portal. So basically, each team starts with 500 tickets. Every time one of your creeps gets into their portal, the enemy lose a ticket. Every time you kill one of the enemy's creeps, they lose a ticket. And every time you kill one of the enemy heroes, they lose 5 tickets. And when your tickets are depleted down to 0, you lose the game. So this is a post-commentary because this game is difficult enough to concentrate on and talk at the same time. So let's get on into the game. So the first thing I need to do is buy myself some items. The first thing I'm going to pick up is a healing potion. I'm also now searching for beads because they have an HiRez on their team who has some very nasty crowd control, and the beads will allow me to remove that. I'm also picking up Sprint, which is another usable item that gives me a speed boost, and I'm picking up the first rank of my boots, the Shoes of the Magi, which will give me a little bit of extra movement speed as well as some magical power. I've got a little bit of gold left, so I'm deciding I'm going to start work on my Bancroft's Horn, which will give me some magical power and also some magical lifesteal. Did have to click around on a few random things there because for some reason the game decided it was going to show me the wrong items for a little while. But I pick up the tiny trinket, which is the first item of the Bancroft's Talon. And I head out into the arena behind the creep wave. A couple of my allies already out there. You can tell them by the green health bars above their head. So there's the enemy creep wave. I drop down my whirlpool in an effort to try and slow some of them down and kill them. Over here we can see that Apollo, Thor and HiRez are having a go at our Uller and Thanatos, so I get involved with that fight. I hit my Tidal Surge to try and slow them down. I also hit my Trident, which gives me a bit of extra movement speed. I go in again for another Whirlpool to try and do some damage to their creep wave and also slow down some of their gods. So Thanatos was getting in there a little deep. Our Neath has just dived out. I throw in another Tidal Surge, and Hercules decides to charge in on me and start taking wild swings at me. Now, you do have to be careful with Hercules, because the less health he has, the more damage he does. He didn't realise our Thanatos was behind him at the time, so I decided to carry on attacking him and basically hold his attention. He does unfortunately manage to get away from Thanatos and get back into their own base. Thanatos can't follow, of course, and they have towers that do massive damage. So there's a bit of a fight going on, but everything seems to be fairly even Stevens at the middle. I don't have an awful lot of mana left at the moment, and I didn't bring a mana potion out with me, so I'm just resorting to auto attacks to try and help clear up the creep wave. I realise that Hercules is behind me when he throws his giant boulder, which is his ulti. I didn't even know he was there until that came hurling past my head. I decide to start taking him on for a little while, thinking that some of my team might get involved, but then I decide to break off the attack and go and recover. This time I pick up a mana potion. I also go for my boots and upgrade them to the next level, get a bit faster and get myself a little bit more magic power. So back at full health and mana, I'm back into the fight, and I drop down my Whirlpool on the enemy creep wave. I've got my Tidal Surge queued up, and I try and send that Apollo's way, and I do get a hit. Only takes a bit of his health off. Now this is my ulti, the ability to summon a Kraken. I was just testing out that I already got it unlocked there. Didn't really have an opportunity to use it, so I saved it. Managed to hit their 1U, and there goes the Kraken. I was a little bit late popping that, and their Thor did manage to get out of the way, so I didn't get the hit on him, which was a shame. But it did clear up the creep wave. So we've got their Thor and their HiRez there, but our Hebo is pushing them back. Their Apollo's now into the fight as well. Now I can see that they're going to chase around Thanatos and Ulla on the left hand side, so I move around and drop my tidal wave, my whirlpool, sorry, which is mainly again on the creep wave, but it does slow down the enemy as well as doing damage to them if they move through it, and it also draws them in towards the middle, so it's a bit of crowd control. I drop my tidal surge again. I try and hit their Guan Yu with it, but miss completely. So all of the abilities in this game are actually skill shots. There's no auto-lock abilities. You really do have to aim and do your best to hit. So after missing another couple of shots there and running out of mana, I decide to teleport back into base to recharge. While I'm here, I get the top rank of my boots. Can't really afford to get anything else at the moment. Forgot to pick up a mana potion, or did I? Can't remember, but yeah, definitely short of a mana potion that I should be taking out with me there. So now that I've got my upgraded shoes, my shoes of the Magi, I get magic power, and I also get extra mana, and I get an 18% speed boost, which is nice. Chasing down after Thor, and I dropped my whirlpool, but unfortunately didn't get him. Thanatos managed to get him. Did get the assist for it though, quite happy. So dropped my tidal surge to take out a creep wave. Hebo's a little low on health there, but he did an awful lot of damage to that creep wave, so good on him. So if you notice above my portrait, there is the Ares crowd control that I mentioned before. I was a little bit too slow hitting my beads to get away with that. Now, most of the players here seem to be using auto-buy, and beads of purification aren't part of the auto-buy. So I've had Thor drop in on me there, which is a little bit dangerous. I just try and keep out of his way because I don't want to get hit. I do turn to have a look. He's chasing down Ulla. I hit my boots at this point to get a bit of a speed boost, my sprint ability. Ulla survives with hardly any of his health, and I get back into the base. This time I decide to go for a mana potion to make sure I don't get caught out with that again. And I also start to work on my Void Stone, which is one of my core items. The Void Stone will give me magic power and some magic protection. And it also gives me an aura that reduces the magic protection of any enemies that are close by to me. So I drop another whirlpool there to try and slow down the Guan Yu and the Ares that were trying to take down one of our guys. Now Ares is going on me and Ulla, trying to run away. My beads are on cooldown, so I couldn't pop them there. But I get far enough away to turn around, have a look. They're still chasing down, so I drop my whirlpool back in the protective borders of the fountain while Thanatos deals with that. And I go, well, try to go for the next level of my Bankov's Talon, but can't actually afford it at the moment. But I do manage to get the next part towards my Void Stone. So as I was saying before, if you notice above my portrait down on the middle of the screen there, you'll notice I have this little sort of curved blue bar that keeps going up. Now this is my changing tides. What happens is, every time I successfully hit with an auto attack, like I am doing now, my changing tides go up. As that changing tides go up, I actually get faster movement speed. Whenever I use one of my special abilities, it goes down. So I drop basically all three of my abilities, including an ulti there on Ares in an attempt to take him down, but Ares is a bit of a tank, he has an awful lot of health. Took him down to about half of his health, but didn't get the kill, unfortunately. Tidal Surge goes in to take out the creep wave, and we start trying to chase down their Ares. He gets a little bit of a stun there from their Hebo, and from our Hebo, and then Guan Yu starts running around on his horse, chopping people into kibbles. So, walking off backwards, I decide to drop my Tidal Surge and run away with Hebo and Neath. Decide to drop my Whirlpool behind me to try and stop their Guan Yu from chasing, and now Thor's coming in as well. So we're all pretty damaged. We all decide to run back to base and recharge. We are still ahead. We have 6 kills each, but we've got more creeps through because we have 420 tickets remaining. They only have 391, so we've obviously got some creeps through. A couple of creeps there I noticed heading towards our portal, so I help Ulla to mop those up. So I've got my Tidal Surge queued up. I was hoping to hit Apollo with it, but missed completely because he juked and went in the opposite direction. So at this point, I still don't have any kills, but I don't have any deaths either, and I do have 4 assists, so I'm quite happy with that. Out goes another Tidal Surge. I did manage to hit their Thor, but not kill him. Their Guan Yu is running back to base to recharge. There goes Ares again with that annoying crowd control, although I was out of range and didn't get caught by it. In goes the Kraken. Doesn't quite finish him off, but he's got people chasing him down, and Thanatos gets the kill. mopping up the creep wave while their Guan Yu retreats. And Apollo goes into the air and comes crashing down somewhere. Then Guan Yu comes back out on his horse. I managed to avoid that, drop another tidal surge and miss completely. So I decide to back off a little bit, get a better look, realise that they've only really got one guy that's running around. They've had a guy disconnect at this point, he's literally just disconnected. So I figure this is a good time to go back to base. I get my beads and upgrade them to the highest level. This means that they now have a shorter cooldown. It's only 90 seconds instead of 1 minute. It also means that I'm immune to other crowd controls for 3 seconds. And when I use it, it reduces the cooldown on my other abilities by 5 seconds. I believe there I'm starting to buy my Rod of Tahuti, which will give me some extra magic power and some mana per 5. So I'll actually get better mana recovery. In goes the Tidal Surge in the hope of dealing with the creep wave. So HiRez gets a little bit brave, comes forward. I thought my team was going to help me here, but then I realised that they've all buggered off, so I decide to back up a little bit. Thor goes in a little bit too deep, gets hit with my Tidal Surge. Guan Yu charges in. HiRez is dealing with the creep wave at the moment, so he's not too much of a threat. Everyone just goes absolutely mad on their Guan Yu, rips him to pieces. Our Hebo gets the kill. Now we're all going on the HiRez. He's been silenced, he's been stunned, and Hebo manages to get the kill just before my Kraken comes off cooldown, and I waste my ulti. Good show. In goes the Tidal Surge. I managed to hit Thor square in the face, and I think I just clipped Apollo as he's running away. The Whirlpool goes down on their creep wave. Now that was a siege minion you've just seen running across the middle of the screen there. They are much, much harder to kill than normal minions. I also think you get more points. Yeah, 15 points come off the enemy's ticket count if that gets through. So there's Apollo in the air. I could see where he was going to land because I could see the circle on the floor. I was ready for him. He's chasing down our Thanatos, who's got quite low health. But I decide that I'm going to harass the crap out of Apollo. He does then break off his attack on Thanatos, and I think it's actually Hebo that gets the kill there. But HiRez is going for Thanatos and does get the kill. I've got hardly any mana and I'm on just over half health, so I decide at this point it's a good time to back off. 3 of our team are dead. They do have 1 person disconnected, so it's a little bit risky. We're up 1 kill. So I buy myself a mana potion and I get the next step towards my Rod of Tahuti. Then straight back out onto the battlefield. They have a siege minion up, which needs to be taken care of, otherwise we're going to lose a lot of points. But I can see someone was already dealing with it, so I drop my Whirlpool in an effort to try and clear up the creep wave. Go in with a well-timed Tidal Surge just to try and get the rest of the guys to back off. I'm keeping the tower between myself and HiRez so he couldn't hit me whilst taking the tower down. And that is the immediate threat dealt with. Now we've got HiRez and Thor basically watching us very closely, so I'm being careful here. In goes a Tidal Surge, followed by a Kraken. I didn't expect to get any kills there. In fact, I had an assisted one, but Neith managed to take it. And then again, another one from Hebo. But that Kraken did certainly help. It reduced the health enough to allow Hebo to get 2 kills and Neith to get 1. So, again, while I'm on 0 kills and 0 deaths, I do have 12 assists. I'm certainly benefiting the team at the moment, which I'm happy about. So I can see some of my items flashing down on the bottom right-hand corner, which means I've got enough gold to upgrade them. There comes Thor dropping in from Mjolnir, so watching out with that. Now, there goes that crowd control again from HiRez, but this time I was able to hit my beads and get away from him. It didn't actually hit me. Trying to chase HiRez down here and being absolutely useless and missing him with everything. I hit my trident to get a movement speed boost and a 3-way auto attack. But somebody hits me from behind with one of their abilities, so I decide now is a good time to get out of there and not try anything risky. Neith was being chased down by a couple of people, so I was getting my Whirlpool ready to slow them down. Decided to use it on Apollo instead, as I was going to disappear out anyway. They've still got a guy disconnected at the moment. Not that they were doing particularly well before he disconnected. But I go in, pick up myself another healing potion. I've now completed my Rod of Tahuti. I also decide at this point it's a good idea to improve my sprint. I don't quite have enough money for it at the moment, so I'm just waiting till it ticks up to 300 and I pick up the next level of my sprint ability, which reduces the cooldown and means that I can run a little bit faster for a little bit longer when I hit that ability. It's good for chasing people down if they're trying to run away from you. It's also good for escaping if you are being chased. So, their Guan Yu does manage to take out our Hebo. I decide to start chasing him down, as does everybody else, and I think Thanatos... Oh, I actually get the kill there because he ran straight into my Whirlpool. Should have been Thanatos' kill, really, but that is now 1 kill for me. So, Wasn't a kill steal, it was a kill share. It's absolutely fine. There is no eyeing team. At the end of the day, as long as the enemy team's dying, it doesn't really matter who gets the kills. So I can see they were being harassed well into their base and decided to use the time to try and deal with their creep wave. Here comes another lot. Down goes the whirlpool to suck them all in. There's a bit of extra harass on their heroes as I throw in another tidal surge. HiRez is getting knocked around all over the place. He tries to cook me and misses completely as I'm walking backwards. And in goes another whirlpool. Now, when you're walking backwards, you do actually move more slowly than you do walking forward. So unlike games like League of Legends and Dota, where you can run away from someone and see who's chasing you, in order to see who's chasing you in this game, you actually have to turn around and look behind you. And moving backwards makes you move more slowly. Also, you can attack, you can use your auto attacks while you're moving, but you do move more slowly while attacking. So in goes Apollo, he's going on Thanatos again. I try and get involved. I do manage to hit with the whirlpool, but I suddenly realise I'm out of mana and I've got very low health. I hit my sprint just to make sure no one was chasing me and run away as fast as I can. Now they've still got a disconnect at the moment. But back in the base, I decide to upgrade my sprint to a Heavenly Agility, which actually now affects everyone within a sort of 70-foot radius. So it doesn't just affect me, it actually helps the entire team. And I get the next level of my Bancroft's Talon, which is a really, really useful thing because not only does it give me magic power, it also gives me magic lifesteal. So every time I hit someone with a magical ability, I actually get a little bit of health back. Also, when it gets completed, it will actually give me an extra 1 magic damage for every 1% of health I'm missing. So in goes the Kraken there, and I managed to get a kill, and then Neith picks up the kill on Thor. So if he'd have been a little bit low health to begin with, I'd have had the double kill from my Kraken, but unfortunately not. So I'm 2 kills at the moment. In goes another whirlpool on HiRez, and I think Apollo ran into it as well. One use making everyone into kibbles. I try and hit him with my Tidal Surge, miss again. So decide to hit my Trident. Get a couple of hits in. Helping to clear up their creep wave so that our siege tower can move forwards. Again, in goes the whirlpool into the middle of the team fight. Their Thor actually manages to get a kill on our Thanatos. Using my Trident on Apollo, decide not to go for him because we get hit with HiRez's CC ability, which I managed to break using my beads again. Did get a kill there on their HiRez with my Tidal Wave, which was very nice. Another kill there on Guan Yu with my Tidal Surge. It's my Whirlpool that actually killed HiRez. So, backing off again, dropping down my Whirlpool onto their Creep Wave to try and sort that out. And then we move back in and try and drop a Tidal Surge on Thor. And he backs away like a pro and misses it. So, still on 4 kills, 0 deaths, but now up to 16 assists. In goes another Whirlpool on the enemy's Creep Wave to try and take them out. Big team fight going on over here, so I turn around, instantly drop in a Tidal Surge, get the Kraken ready. Nothing's really going on. I decide to drop my Heavenly Agility to give everyone the speed boost and drop my Kraken. Doesn't kill anybody, unfortunately, but it certainly puts them all into base. I figure this is a good time for me to go back and get an upgrade because I can see my Bancroft's Talon flashing. So I decide to get that, and then I decide to start working on my Obsidian Shard. Obsidian Shard will give me additional magic power and magic penetration. So they're not doing particularly well. They're down to 53 tickets to our 285. I can see there's a bit of a fight going on there. I can see Thor spinning around with his hammer. I decide it might be a good idea for me to try and get in behind these guys. So I go in with my Whirlpool ready. I see HiRez there, and I'm a little bit worried about him because he hits hard. Don't know where he went. He must have had a blink. Somebody blinked out of the way. Now he's back in front of me, so I decide to start hitting him with my Trident. But I know that he can out-damage me. He hits me with his crowd control. I manage to pop my Beads of Purification and run away from him. Decide to have a look around, see what's going on with the creep wave, but Thanatos has got that mopped up nicely. Tidal Surge again towards Thor and miss completely, so I back off out the way. Getting ready to drop another Whirlpool on the creep wave, which also hits HiRez at the same time. So just doing some auto attacks to mop up those last few creeps in the wave. They are being pushed quite far back. I've got a Tidal Surge ready. I decide to use it on this creep wave and pretty much take them all out, just to make life a little bit easier. In I go with the Kraken. Now, I knew it wasn't going to kill anybody because they were all on full health, but it certainly got Apollo down low enough for Hebo to be able to kill him. Thor was being chased down and just gets killed by Thanatos before he manages to get back to their base. HiRez is a little bit tougher to take down, and I'm not sure if he gets away here. He does get killed by our Uller just before the end. I can see they've only got 3 tickets left, so it's almost game over. Tried to hit Apollo with a Whirlpool and miss, so I queue up my Tidal Surge and whack Apollo, killing him off to finish the game. So there we go, that is Smite. We have a little victory there. I'll let you see the Poseidon victory dance. All of the gods have a different victory and defeat animation. It was my first win of the day in Arena, so I got a little bit of extra favour there. But yeah, that's Smite. It's free to play, so if you fancy giving it a go, it's by HiRez Studios, the same people that made Tribes and Tribes Ascend. That's been Smite. I'll see you guys next time. So until then, goodbye for now.